So what are we doing here exactly? I forget.
Well, we came to save Andreia.
Find the artifact. So she
And
was
then we
going to
gotta
the artifact, I presume. What? Granola mix. We've stolen the pirates' granola mix. And their butter that was just sitting there on a fucking crate.
Yes.
Desperate times call for eating a stick of butter.
They were using it to grease the machinery. It's fine. Oh God, please
we
stop
found the
picking
third
up.
one! Send
Somebody
in
walks
the
into a bar.
Terramorph clowns!
Bartender said, we don't serve food here. Junk sits down and says, guess I'm in the right place. That's an interesting twist.
Oh God.
They're having a conversation.
They're looking at me with disdain, rather than comradeship.
Honestly, I think you're being a bit paranoid. Everyone I've spoken to has nothing.
They're having a conversation while not looking at
Just
each other.
love that they're
That
just
is truly the case.
10
Back to
feet
back.
away from each other, looking in opposite directions.
Those activities and gatherings.
Oh,
Having
Bethesda.
someone from House Varun among us is a new experience. I'm certainly
Oh,
unsure if you
so
have
she's
any
that's right.
wishes
She's part of House Varun like us.
time, Andreia. They'll come around.
Oh,
I
fellow
promise.
snake cultist. Oh, now they've turned to look at each other. All right. So what's down here?
Oh man, we should totally make snake friends. Yeah, I'm a snake. Not
giving
gonna
me,
lie, I really repped a big snake. My favorite holiday is
Rock
Snake's Day.
Galactic vibes.
Now I'm just thinking of that
Thanksgiving.
TikTok sound, and I'm gonna. God damn it. And I don't want to do an impression of it because it's stupid.
Legendary
no idea.
item,
You
titanium
may as well
side
have just
star.
said that. This reminds me of that YouTube odor. Like, I am no closer to understanding what you just said.
Every time we've used this particular make of pistol, it sucked. So let's see if this one is different. Anything down here? Nope. Kind of seems like there was no reason to go down here except to get that gun. Huh. Okay. So this is the crafting system, basically.
Yes,
God.
it is very much the Fallout 4 crafting system where you can add all sorts of cool perks and bonuses to your
Something
weapons.
bothering you, Andreia? Yes, truly.
Can I not?
I am surprised you noticed.
Required research blade mods 1.
People's current mood from afar.
So you can't craft stuff until you research it. How do you research it?
I am concerned with how the rest of Constellation.
I thought that was. Is that not a skill?
Regardless of how I.
Is that like a... we gotta use skill points?
Maybe I'm wrong. What is.
Is that in science? Research methods. That reduces our required resources for researching and crafting. Research lab.
Present myself.
So presumably we can find a research lab somewhere and research the mods so that we can craft them. Which
Cool.
seems stupid to me.
Again, there is the loose implication that they were trying to design. I hate this term, a forever game. The fact that the story repeats itself and you do the game over and over again, and the fact that they've added mods, and the fact that there's all these like million skills that take forever to grind up, and all these procedurally generated unlockables, and 10,000 planets, and plans for DLC. It really does feel like they were committed to trying to make something last as long as Skyrim has lasted, in terms of something that can be played for as long as Skyrim has been played. Without really realizing that most people just start Skyrim over and over again after getting to, like, Whiterun or whatever.
That's the baffling thing to me, is, like, everything that I've heard about this game, it's very much the Bethesda, like post Skyrim era staple of you can basically do everything in one playthrough. Nobody cares that you're simultaneously the leader of the pirate faction and also the leader of the, you know, the law faction and whatever. Like, you can just do all of it. It doesn't matter. And then they made it, and this game is like built around starting over and over, new game plusing stuff, like literally, and like, why would they make it so that, like, why not just do more impactful choices that make it so, like, oh, okay, in this playthrough I can't do this because I've already done this. I can't be a pirate and a space sheriff at the same fucking time. Like, if the game is supposed to be about starting over repeatedly...
That's not the way they do things. They say yes to the player. That is their core design ethos, is like, the player can never be told no. Like, the idea
like,
wasn't...
then why did they make a game that was based around the idea of doing New Game Plus over and over again?
Well, because again, the idea was it's infinite, right? Like, that's what they wanted. They wanted a game that could be or it could
but
be
it's infinite
Skyrim.
shit. It's infinitely the same shit over and over again. Like,
So is playing Skyrim over and over.
yeah, but Skyrim, like, for one, there's just an absurd mod scene for Skyrim. You can have playthroughs of Skyrim that are very different from one another because you've got, you know, just crazy mods going on.
I think we're forgetting the fact,
not
too, that this world
really...
doesn't seem super interesting to explore at all.
No. Well, that's the other thing, is, like, the game just isn't that interesting to exist in. Well, I'm in trouble because I'm over-encumbered. Which makes it difficult to get close enough to shoot guys with my gun. That is definitely not meant to be a long-range weapon.
That's our favorite thing to do. In some ways, I feel like this adds to the growing legend you would have amongst, like, the members of this faction. Just like, yeah, no, I watched her with the goddamnest thing. She, like, walked right over the gurney, 50 people down there, like, they're all plugging away at her with assault rifles. I know she's got assault
frame rate
rifles.
just went
She's
way down. What the hell?
popping with her sidearm, just popping away at the darkness.
Is that all of them? No. Where is this guy?
So, for the record, I'm looking at the list of I don't want to spoil it too much, but I'm looking at the
Bunch
list
of
of
bullet sponges.
I mean, that's Bethesda. I'm looking at the list of alternate worlds when you reset, and it's not the exact same thing over and over again, because it is a different reality with different stories.
But you can still do everything over and over again, like...
Yes, the game proper is still there, the main quest gets sort of recontextualized.
Are you out of space, Sarah? Seems like you're out of space. Fantastic. Oh, hey, I have grenades now. Oh, I just gave one to Sarah by accident, because of course I did, because that's how this fucking game works. Oh, I have 25 pounds of helium-3. That's probably what's causing problems.
Move from afar. Time to go?
I don't understand how there's a whole fucking menu subsection for throwables, but they fucking stuck your lockpicks in the misc item area?
It is not a great UI. I think we are all in agreement there. I can't wait till you find out why we're collecting these things.
Oh, God.
I'm really hoping we get there this week.
think you may be trying to take a little...
Let's just dump the fucking...
We've got 3
like,
spacesuits on.
I'm sort of not sure how I feel about the fact that companions keep pointing out that we're overloading ourselves all the time.
Can we give stuff to Andreia?
Probably not, but we can see.
We are here for the...
No. Right,
Let's talk more
Problem
once our
solved.
mission is complete.
I feel like the blood splatter effects. That's new. It's kind of impressive how inconsistent the frame rate is in this room. This is really fast, but out here, it's noticeably less frames. You probably can't see it because I'm streaming to you in 30 FPS, but it is distinctly noticeable to me.
I like the unnecessary grabbing of that bar and hopping over it.
Yeah.
Underground means bass noise. That's what I'm learning.
That does feel underground. I mean, audio design. If your audio design gets across where you are and what's going on, I'd say it's good audio design.
Here's your damn artifact.
Look, I need to... It's always been this way, where it's got this shit on it. Alright, yeah, 2001 again, let's go. How different science fiction as a visual medium would...
when I called to you after you pulled out the artifact. Does that mean
So
Barrett's
freaking-
theory and experience were correct? The artifact grants the first person who
Gonna
touches
push
it
that
a
aside
vision?
at all, or
No, it's cool.
The fact that it is
I don't want to
happening
talk about it.
and
Would have been a
Barrett is
really
already
good
more
response
than we had
there.
Before. I think it is important that we discuss
Like, there's
what
one
you
person in
said.
recorded history,
Man,
basically, who's doing all this cool shit that's super important to them. And you're just like, I don't want to talk about it.
Well, we have the option to do this. I guess this was what we saw when we walked in, where she shot a guy.
it was, yes. I appreciate that you see it that way. A very
Right back.
practical outlook, not one I find is shared amongst members of Constellation. May I?
Tell her
Are we gonna
where-
get to
tell
tell
where
her
the
that
thing-
we're, like, is that gonna be an option? I've done all sorts of
I prefer
things.
Answers that do not require you to commit to a position.
The ones that were sucked.
Find this curious. I have also seen a great many things in my time. Some quite dangerous. We both seem to be unusual.
Unusual
additions
is a
to
pretty diplomatic way
Constellation.
of putting it, I'd say.
Please, I would ask that you not mention to Vladimir the circumstances in which you found me. This is not the first time that Varun zealots have
I
attempted
feel like
to corner me.
she's millimeters
If it is
away
known
from
that this
accidentally, like,
has happened
scratching
again.
her face with that damn cube.
It's been a while since I was given an assignment on my own.
If it did is
I would
occasionally
not
bap
want
into her
it
and she,
to
like,
be
winced,
even
that would be
longer
amazing.
in the future. Do you understand? You are unfamiliar. This is a surprise.
We're not unfamiliar. I just want the option
They
to
are
say we're one.
fanatics, having taken the teachings of House Varun and twisted them into a belief that the galaxy must be wiped clean before the great
Yeah,
serpents
two things.
return.
Number one, I'm a member of the Cult of the Snake, so I
Yes,
share
would
those
say
beliefs
I
that were
have
twisted
done
by the
fancy
evil
a
cult.
favor.
Number two, what are those beliefs exactly? Could you please explain some of those beliefs?
Yes. It would seem they have not yet learned.
So is
how
she on the
much
run
they
from them? Is that basically what's going on?
That is their fundamental problem, is it not?
Kind of.
An
She is a
inability to see
former
anything other than the
Varun
path which
worshipper,
they have
and
created for themselves.
there's some other details there that I won't spoil.
Mom, this means we are in agreement. Thank you. That is good to know. I will finish.
I feel like
here and
actually,
return to New
like her
Atlantis
not getting the
when I can.
colloquialism "mum"
You should go now,
is interesting
as
because
they
I
expect
would
us.
say that a good percentage of like Commonwealth English speakers also do not know what the word "mum" means. Like, certainly not a common Americanism.
You'd think that, like, once humanity spreads out on colonies and Earth ceases to be habitable, there would be considerable changes to such colloquialisms.
But you can't possibly do that in a
Yeah.
role-playing game where you're constantly choosing dialogue options. It's totally untenable.
Anyway, as I was saying before, I wonder how different science fiction would be as a visual medium if, like, 2001: A Space Odyssey had just never happened.
That's a hard question.
Yeah, I mean, it is, you're kind of getting into, like, well, that's such a huge counterfactual territory, but...
I mean, the opening for Barbie would be really different. In the future,
But, like-
OSHA will be non-existent.
I'd have
See,
absolutely no
for-
idea what also Zarathustra sounds like.
For a minute there, Chris, I thought you were talking about the protagonist of the Star Wars animated,
No.
the Star Wars not animated, the Prestige television show, The Acolyte,
No,
which
I'm-
is
I'm-
now finished, and
I'm talking about the creaky catwalks and misplaced railings and non-wheelchair accessibility of this giant cavern.
I think that the seminal work Space Mutiny would still really get that across. I want to write an essay of the cultural impact of Space Mutiny, and it's just one sentence, which says there kind of isn't one.
oh, hey, there's that robot we turned on that didn't
industrial site.
do anything.
Didn't end up doing anything, yeah.
Yeah.
This cave reminds me of the first one I ever explored near Pavonis Mons on Mars.
Is she not coming with us?
No. You will
Oh,
meet
she's
her
just gonna
back
chill at the
thing,
bottom
I
of
think.
the mine? Okay.
No one in this game tells you what they're doing.
The mining corp must be extracting something valuable to fund an operation of this size.